As students are working to retell a fiction story, they can do so in 3 parts or 5 parts. So the following slides teach students the 2 different kinds of retelling that they can choose to do. The first example is a beginning, middle, and end retell, or as our students like to call it, a beginning, uh-oh, and phew. So at the beginning of the story, the students will identify the characters and learn the setting. During the uh-oh part of the story, there's a problem with the character, and the character is working through that problem. Finally, there is the phew part of the book. That's when the problem is completely solved. This 3-part retell can be prompted with beginning, middle, end, or beginning, uh-oh, and phew. Another way to retell for students who are strong in their verbal or written responses could be a somebody wanted but so then retell. So the idea of this is that students are using the frame somebody wanted but so then to retell the story. So first, students would begin by saying who the somebody is. They would explain the character. They would then explain what the character wanted or what the character wants to do. But here's where our uh-oh comes in. The but part is where the student explains the problem that's going on in the story. The so section of a retell is when that character makes a plan, involves someone else, or works to come up with a solution. And the then, that's when the problem is solved. So if I was retelling the story of the 3 little pigs, I might start by saying somebody, okay? The wolf wanted to eat the 3 little pigs, but the pigs kept outsmarting them. So he tried a new plan by climbing up on the roof, and then he fell in the fire. The problem was solved for the pigs. They were no longer going to get eaten. This is an example of retelling using that somebody wanted but so then frame. Students can also choose to retell a story using starting words like first, then, next, or last. So, as far as how students can use technology to show their thinking, the first option is for students to retell the story using beginning, middle, and end, or somebody wanted but so then, and they can choose to add their own pictures to retell, or as the teacher, what you can do is provide images and then let the students put those images in order through dragging and dropping. If students are able to type in order to retell, there is provided space for students to type as if there was regular lined paper. Including a circle around the beginning, middle, end, or somebody wanted but so then gives the teacher an idea of what the student is working to do. So, examples in this begin with words that have begin with a book that has no words. The first 2 texts that are provided for retell, neither one, lights out, or chalk have words in them. This would allow students to focus solely on the idea of retelling and including all the parts, beginning, middle, and end, or somebody wanted but so then. After the first 2, then the books are being read aloud to the student with pictures of the pages. Doing this allows students to connect words and practice that oral comprehension, and then allows them to also connect that with the pictures. Having somebody read the book to the student allows a model for fluency and intonation practice. There are even books in Spanish. Further along in this resource, there are books that are highlighted on a Netflix show called Bookmarks. And so the Bookmarks show on Netflix highlights all these incredible books by Black authors. So either students can watch an episode on Netflix and then respond to it, or they could click on the links provided and watch it on YouTube. But after watching some of these incredible books, students would then be asked to write the title and rate the author by themselves, and then work to find pictures to retell that story independently. So, this whole resource is provided so that students can practice retelling in 3 parts or in 5 parts, and it has that scaffolding embedded in it. So, wherever the teacher is teaching retell, they can have students work to master either a 3-step or a 5-step retell. I hope that this is supportive.